Alright guys, so 2 weeks ago we made a video where I talked about the things that I believe were bad additions to the series from Fallout 4. Now that is, it's one of my more viewed videos in a while. It is one of my most disliked views in a one of my most disliked videos in a long time, which is fine. There is more likes than there is dislikes, which is something I'm happy about, because it really sucked to have more dislikes than likes. But there's a lot of people who attached to the entry of no repair. I put on the list that I believe that the lack of a repair system was a bad addition to the series, and a lot of people seem to disagree with that. As of right now, there's at least 8 different comments of people disagreeing with me. They're pretty rude comments, but it's fine. I know some people will like to feel tough on the internet because they're behind a computer. This kind of came as a surprise to me because a lot of people, there's people who are saying that it was kind of annoying to have the repair system. Some people said they didn't like carrying around a bunch of copies of the same weapon to repair their weapons, which you don't have to do. You could pay an NPC to fix your weapon for you if you wanted to. A lot of people were saying that it was just kind of an inconvenience to have to do it. Some they thought that weapons tore down too fast. And I've never once, through all the playthroughs I've done of Fallout 3 in New Vegas, ever thought this. Like, I never once thought it was an inconvenience to have to repair my items. It just made sense. I said it before in several videos. I've always looked at Fallout as a more... It's like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, we kind of compare them. They're the same in a lot of ways, but they're made by the same company, but they're different in a lot of ways too. But I've always looked at Fallout as a more realistic setting. It takes place in real-life locations, real-life cities, Boston, Washington, D.C. So it always just kind of made sense to me that you had weapon degradation and armor degradation in Fallout. And I honestly believe that the Elder Scrolls series should have it too. I know that's a controversial idea because a lot of people don't like having to repair their stuff, but it just makes sense. These games are meant to be realistic, regardless of how much people want to disagree with that. The games are based on immersion. That's why it's an open world RPG that gives you a lot of choices. It's meant to, immerse you into the world and feel realistic. And whenever I can take I can tank a fucking mini nuke to my chest and not die from it, and my weapons and armor stay just fine. I can shoot you 1,000 times, and my gun never needs repairing. It just kind of breaks that immersion a little bit. Now, I'm not saying if we bring back repair system in the next, Elder Scrolls or Fallout, that it has to be the exact same thing as it was. They could definitely improve upon it and make it where it doesn't tear down quite as fast. I don't know how it works in real life. I know you're supposed to take care of your guns pretty often, so I don't know why it seems like such a surprise to some people that it tears down quick in a video game. I know a lot of weapons you need to... I know, you get 1,000-something shots before you have to actually, before it breaks down all the way and you have to repair it before you can use it again. And I think that's actually a pretty slow process, but they can make it longer if they want to, or make it a different process, or don't even make it part of the base game, just make it for the hardcore, or if they bring back survival mode, make it just for survival mode, or the hardcore setting, or whatever it would be for Elder Scrolls, and maybe that's where it is. Maybe it's not in the base game, maybe it's just for those difficulties. Now, I haven't been in the Bethesda community all that long. I've only been doing videos since August of 2015. But I know that right after release, a lot of people were pretty upset that there wasn't a repair system. It was a pretty big thing. I'm pretty sure I talked about it on my channel at some point. I definitely talked about it with people on Twitter and shit like that, where I like to socialize. And all of a sudden, here we are, a year and something out from release, and now people are like... They hated the repair system all of a sudden, which is kind of weird. I mean, it's perfectly okay for people to change their minds, but it just seemed kind of odd to me that I remember people being against there not being a repair system, and then a lot of us thought they were going to introduce it into the survival mode because that just seemed like the way to do it, and they didn't, and it was kind of nobody was pissed off about it, but we were just kind of surprised that it wasn't there. People really seemed like they wanted to single out that one entry, so I kind of just wanted to do a video specifically about the repair system and kind of get some other people's perspective on it, see if they hated it, liked it, missed it. Would like to see it come back in a different way, not exactly the same as it was in 3 New Vegas. Just kind of get a perspective from everybody. Anyways, if you went on to enjoy the video, thumbs up is always appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. You can click the icon on the bottom right of the screen to subscribe right away. Follow me on Twitter. Links to my social networks are in the description below and also in the outro. Later, guys.